this is Number Cruncher series. Number Cruncher series is all about explaining about machine learning, deep learning, these about them in funny characters through funny
Okay.
characters. Okay, so today we'll go through an introduction of a
Okay.
perceptron, and also linear regression.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any idea of either of these?
No, yaar, I'm sorry, yaar. I haven't.
Okay, that's okay. That's why we are going to go through it, right?
Okay.
So, did you hear the name somewhere?
Yeah. I have
Okay,
heard this, the second one, linear regression, not the first one, perceptron. No. Yeah,
okay,
linear regression I have learned in the quantitative analysis.
okay. That is good. So you know some mathematics also, right?
Yeah, basic
Great.
statistics. Yeah, mathematics. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So let me start this. So we know that machine learning has it's incomplete without models. You know.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell you this thing which you can see this cartoon here. It's you can call this a perceptron.
Okay.
Okay, and this one out here you can call this linear regression.
Okay.
Okay, each of them they are drawn in such a way that they actually have a meaning. Like it actually explains its characteristics.
Okay.
So it's not like useless drawing. So
Okay.
these are the models.
Hmm.
These are only three models. There are many more, but for now we'll only study these three. Okay.
Okay.
So first today we will do perceptron, and when we'll be completed with perceptron,
We move to
uh,
linear regression.
yes, linear regression you will understand it if you just understand this perceptron.
Okay.
Yes,
Hmm.
that's it. Okay.
Hmm.
So perceptron. Okay. So this is our perceptron.
Okay.
It has a perceptron has a very interesting feature. At least I find it interesting. You know these tentacles on its head. It can have these unlimited.
Okay.
Okay, there's no limit to it. Like you can call them as W1, W2, up to WN.
Okay.
Okay, so you can say that it has n number of tentacles. Okay,
Okay.
that's one feature. Okay, now what does a model do? Coming back to models, each model it has only one. It has only one thing that it does. Okay, it takes some input
Okay.
and it gives some output.
Yeah.
That's it. Like really, there's nothing more to it. If you think models do some out of the world rocket science, no, it just takes some input and it gives you some output. Okay, but what
Okay.
happens in the middle? Okay, I mean, like it does some mathematical stuff inside. Okay,
Okay.
like some addition, subtraction, or some mathematical operations. That
Okay.
is what every model does. Now that this thing will take some inputs and will give one output. That we know, right? Now,
Okay.
let's say that I'll give you these inputs. Let's say if in this model, if you give 1 and if you give 2, let's say you gave it two numbers, 1 and 2. Okay,
Okay.
and let's say that this perceptron has its tentacles W1 and W2. It only has two tentacles, W1 and W2. So let's say that the value of W1 is 1 and value of W2 is also 1. Okay,
Okay.
and also there's one more thing that this perceptron carries. It's called B, bias, on its tail. Okay,
Okay.
B is basically a bias,
Okay.
and I'll tell you that B is 1. All are 1. W1, W2, B, all are 1. So what happens when you give it? When you give it this becomes x1 and this becomes x2. Now I'll
Value.
tell.
Okay.
Yes,
So this value on this W1, W2, no, what is the antar kya means difference? What is the difference? This value is the input which we are giving, 1,
mhm,
2. So which we will be getting somewhere output after the some mathematical calculations or the
yes,
process. So what is this W1, W2? So how
yes.
to define that?
This W1 and W2, it's carrying on its tentacles.
Okay.
So it's like a state for it. It's like a state for it.
Okay.
Even B is a state. Okay, so these are states.
Okay, this
Its own state.
W1, W2 is given, or how it will be, na? So all are clear except this tentacles, this this
Yeah.
reference.
See, you can think of these tentacles as a unique identity to this perceptron. Like,
Okay.
okay,
Ah,
like every perceptron may have different set of W1, W2, and bias.
okay.
Okay, a different set of weights and biases. Okay,
Okay.
that's how it is different. Yes.
Okay. Unique identifiers or characteristics of that particular perceptron.
Yes.
Okay. Go
Yes.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So these are these are unique because these will help it give it unique answers. Okay,
Yeah.
so if there is another perceptron who has the same weights and biases, it will also give you the same answer.
Mm-hmm.
So coming to what happens inside it takes x1, it multiplies it with w1. Okay, it then also then again it takes x2 and it
Into.
multiplies it with w2, and
Okay.
at the end it just adds it with the bias and it gives you the answer. So let's see what's the answer. Okay, x1 is 1, right? What is
Mm,
w1? That's also 1.
mm,
What is x2? X2 is 2.
mm,
What is w2? It's 1.
mm,
And what's bias? Bias is 1. So the
mm,
answer should be 4.
mm.
Okay,
Okay. Mm,
so output should be 4, right?
mm,
Almost, we are almost there. The output should be 4, but it doesn't give you this 4.
mm.
Okay, it's a bit shy. Okay, it thinks that you may not like the answer, so it doesn't give you 4, but it gives it to someone else, which is called the activation function. Okay,
Okay.
that the output it calculates and it gives it to an activation function. Now there are many types of activation functions, like I'll give you, oops, yeah. So the most common one is called binary or step. So I'll call this binary slash step activation function. There is sigmoid activation function. This is called sigmoid. Okay,
Okay.
there is relu also. This is relu, and this one is
What is
identity.
relu? Relu.
Yes, we'll come to this relu later on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, identity. There are some interesting things I'll tell you once I go through this. So binary step. Okay, each activation functions have some rules. Okay, just it has some rules. So for example, the rules for binary step or step function is, if the input is minus infinity to 0, it will give you 0.
Mm.
Let's take it as minus infinity to minus 1. This is more clear. Okay, and if it is 0 to infinity, then it will give you 1. Okay,
Mm.
so minus infinity to minus 1, it will give you 0, and 0 to infinity, it will give you, these are just two rules it follows. Okay, just two rules. Now
Okay.
uh, let's say that this perceptron, instead of giving you this 4, it is going to give that to this binary function, binary activation function. Then if you give 4 to this, what will it give you back from these two rules? So 4 is between 0 and infinity, right?
Mm.
So it should give us
One.
1.
Uh,
Yes, that's it. So best way to remember this, any negative number it will give 0, any positive number it will give 1. That's it. Okay,
okay.
yes.
So any
So
positive, right? Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
yes,
anything. Then
yes,
zero.
anything
Then po-
0.
zero on positive is one, right? Zero on positive number.
Yeah, 0 is, yeah, even 0 it will give 1. Yes. Okay,
Uh,
so that's what it will give, it will give 1. So coming back to this, when it gives this to the step or binary function, the this binary activation function gives it 1. Okay,
mm,
it
mm.
gives it 1. Okay,
Okay.
so coming to all this, let me make it very simple. Positive number 1, negative number 0. That's it. Okay.
Positive number and 0 equal to 1.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Fine.
0. Okay.
Hmm.
Yes. So this is our binary step function.
Hmm.
So this is what happens.
Hmm.
Let's do one practice so that it's understood. So let's say this perceptron, it has 3 weights now: W1, W2, W3.
So what you call this one W1? What is the name of this? Some name you have said this for this.
Tentacles.
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 Yes, you can call them as weights. More professionally, it's called weights.
Weights, and then another way of telling it, tentacles, right? Right, the
Yeah,
tentacles.
tentacles is like an unofficial way. Like I'm
Okay.
saying it that way. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Weights. Okay.
yeah. These are weights. Okay. So now let's. It's just a practice. So what we learned just now. Okay. My question. You have to help me out in this. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'll try definitely. Yeah.
So W1 is 1, W2 is 2, W3 is 1, and I'll tell you that B is 1, minus 1. Bias is minus 1.
Okay.
So here we got all the states of this perceptron. This
Okay.
is like, yeah, this is the definition of the perceptron. And let's set the inputs are 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
Okay.
Inputs are 1, 2, and 3. Now I
X1,
want,
X2, X3.
yes. Now I want to know what will be the output of this
It
perceptron.
is minus, so it minus is this na 0.
Okay, let me try this out.
Uh,
And then it will go through a binary activation function.
okay.
Okay, it will go through a binary activation function.
Okay, 1 minute. So why we are na applying here binary activation function? On what basis we are applying this one, not the second or third one like Lelu, sigmoid,
Yes,
identity?
you can apply anyone you want.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. Uh-huh.
anything you want. But here I am choosing the binary. You can choose this also. You can choose this also. It's used for, if you want, if your purpose is this, then you can choose this. If your purpose is this, you will choose this. I'll tell you about this, when to choose what.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So for now we are choosing this binary activation function. So from here, can you tell me now the answer? X1 will be multiplied with W1, then you add it with X2 multiplied by W2, then you add it with X3 multiplied by W3 plus bias, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So x1 is 1, 1
Yeah.
into 1
Yeah.
plus 2 into 2 plus
Mm,
3 into 1
mm.
plus minus 1.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, this one was X1, X2, X3. Yes, perfect.
Yeah. 1 plus 4 plus 3 minus 1. Answer
Okay,
is 5,
7.
8, 7. 7.
Yes,
Answer is 7. Yeah.
yes, perfect. So the answer is 7. Now that means
Hmm.
this perceptron will give 7 to this binary activation function. Perfect.
Oh, then it gives for value is na this one positive 1 year then.
Yes, then the final output will be 1. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Really, that's about it. Okay. So let me tell you something very clearly now. Okay. I'll tell you
Okay.
about the simplest activation function now. Is the identity function. Whatever
Okay.
number you give it, it will give you the same number back. Okay.
Oh,
If you give it 1, it will give you 1 back. If you
oh,
give it 10, it will give you 10 back. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So basically, it will not change any number, nothing. It will just give you whatever you gave it back.
mm,
Okay.
mm,
Now, what if I tell you that when you use this perceptron,
mm,
with this identity function, then it becomes
mm.
linear regression.
Okay.
Okay. When
So
you
you are
use the
saying that,
yes,
okay. So when we use identity function, it invariably becomes, it always becomes a linear regression.
yes, yes, that's what I mean. Yes. when you use the perceptron with a with sigmoid,
Ah.
it becomes logistic regression.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that. This is how it's working. Okay.
Okay. So now
Next.
today is of only that. So as of now, the just recall what I have learned is number
Yeah.
crunches. So in that you have taught me two things. Number one is that
Mm,
perceptron, and then
yeah.
second one is that identity.
Yes.
So
Yes.
these are all under the perceptron only, right? Right?
Yeah. These are like the, you have to use this with the perceptron. Okay.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
perceptron, when you use the perceptron with identity, it becomes linear regression. When you use it with sigmoid, it becomes logistic regression. We will discuss about the rest in next discussion. But how is this useful? Yeah, we did all this fine. We did some mathematical stuff and we calculated 7 came, then came 1, right? But what's the use of all this, right? Okay, let me tell you what's the use of all this. So there's something called optimizers. Okay, there's something called optimizers. So this is called a gradient descent optimizer. I'll call it a gradient descent. Official name is gradient descent. So why did I tell you about gradient descent? This gradient descent is optimizers are trainers. Okay, what are they? They are trainers. Okay, these are trainers. Whom do they train? They train models.
Okay.
Yes. So now, what if I tell you that this perceptron, if you teach it something, like if you teach it that for a given input you will give a certain output. Okay, for a given question, you can think of these as questions. For a given question, it should give a given answer. What if you could train it, right?
Okay.
If you can train it, then it can give you predictions.
Mm-hmm.
It can, right? You see one thing, how is the output changing? The output will change if you change these weights, if you change the values this perceptron is holding, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
let me tell you what this optimizer, gradient descent optimizer does. It will just train any model you give it, like most of it. If you give this perceptron, it will train it and it will give you some values. It will give you value for weights and biases. Okay,
Okay.
after training, and then you can use those values to and then it will behave exactly as you want it to. Okay, for your questions it will give you your answers. Okay,
Okay.
and if you give it a question which it was not trained for, okay, then it will try its best to give an approximate answer. Okay.
Okay.
A perceptron has weights and a bias. It sends output to an activation function. It can be trained using gradient descent. A perceptron with identity function would be linear regression and perceptron with sigmoid function would be logistic regression.